Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. To those that are not following me, I am Art Walker. Welcome. And to those that are following me, nice to see you again. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of anatomy study. I've been doing it all week, actually. So this is an example of a piece of artwork that I put together. It's not a 100% reference free. However, the more I do it, the better I'm becoming. And this tutorial today is how I would build up drawing a leg like this. So if you like this kind of stuff, you're in the right place. I'll show you how I connect the muscles, and then I connect the bones, and then I add all the muscle and details after that. So if you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. In fact, I should actually I'm going to add that at the bottom of the screen. So let's add a text window. Yeah, I'll add a bit of text there. And so if you haven't got a pen and paper, please grab one and get ready to write. Let me just add this text block here. So, because I find that a lot of people ask me what my YouTube channel is. So this is being filmed, Art Walker. So you can find this on YouTube, So that will help you guys find me if you want to watch these live tutorials again because you possibly missed it, and that is very possible. So thank you very much for the hearts. Where's that text box gone? I can't even see where it's gone. Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. I think I've got it. Text. There it is. There it is. It's got the wrong font. I can't move it. That's annoying, isn't it? Good. So everyone happy? Guten Morgen, Verrückte. Wie geht es dir? I'm going to get rid of that title because I can't need to sort it out, but I have to do it after. I'm going to hide it. So, you are talented, mate. No, I'm not. I'm just a hard worker, mate. And that's what I'm going to show you that you can do this, right? So let's get a clean sheet of paper. So this is our goal today, right? So I've got roughly an hour. So I'm going to show you. Let's start from scratch, fully from scratch. As I said, I am working from references, right? So some of this I do know, but not a lot of the muscles, but there are so many muscles I need to practice it. So don't be despondent if you don't know the names of the muscles and so on. That's not as important. The main goal is to just keep drawing, right? So keep drawing, and your goal is to end up drawing something very similar to this. Good. Has everyone got a piece of paper? Inken, wie geht es dir? Schon lange nicht gesehen. I'll need to stand this up somewhere. I've got a bit of a mess today. Good. Well, I haven't got any tutorials on that kind of thing, but today you have leg anatomy today. We are going to go into leg anatomy. So I'm going to grab another sheet of paper. Yeah, this one here. So we're going in this direction. We have over 200 muscles, exactly, and I cannot remember them. So I'm going to put this to the side. So if you haven't seen I'm going to actually draw with the pen now, so you guys can see the differences between the muscles and so on. Usually, I've recently been drawing with the pencil, as you can see, but today you had to learn them. Oh, cool. I have to learn them, but I don't have to memorize them. Shadows from imagination. Just think about where the light is coming from. We've got universal lights, and then we've got direct lights. That will help you. I'm back, mate. I'm back. It was only a week. It was only a week. I was only gone for a week. So let's get into this. Right. So I've got my image here. first thing you have to think about is learn the bone structure, right? You have to learn that. So as you guys know, I start always with a very simplified version, if my pen actually wants to work. A very simplified version of the human leg, right? So if this is the human leg, we're gauging the size is roughly the same, right? So everywhere you see a circle, that is, I'm going to press a little bit harder so you guys can see. That is a joint, right? So this is the thigh, this is the knee, and this is the actual shin, and then we can add the foot, right? So this is the goal, just to understand these basic bones, right? I draw a triangle for the feet. As you can see here, it almost looks like a triangle. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I do that. And then you can just square that off, and then you know roughly where to put the toes. Obviously we have to learn toe anatomy, so I'm just going to do a simplified version here, and there you go, we've got our foot. So that's how I did that. All right, I'm going to go quite quickly initially, however I will slow it right down. So here, let me push this over just so you can see what I've got here. Here we've got the shin bone, here we've got the thigh, but we're not going to go too high today. We'll probably only stop around here, right? So if you look at the shape of the actual calf and shin, it looks like, I tell you all the time to add cylinders, right? But sometimes I draw them very basically, like here I'll draw it. I'm just making sure you guys can see. It felt longer. Oh, that's nice. No, I just went a bit quiet, but I think I'm finding my way again. JJ likes men. I remember that name actually. That's a funny one. Yeah, I do remember that. Disney. Oh, dad jokes already. No dad jokes. JJ likes men. That is terrible. Was that supposed to be a joke? Oh my God. So I tell you guys all the time to use cylinders, right? So that's what I would normally say to use here, right? So for example, we're going to add that here, right? So what I will tell you to do also is add cylinders that have a similar shape to the actual muscles on the leg. I'm going to come out with my own one soon. Don't you worry. That was quite a good one, actually. I do love a rubbish joke, unfortunately. Maybe because those are the only jokes I can actually remember. Thank you. Never been to New Zealand. I was in Australia, but never got to New Zealand, unfortunately. So this is not wrong, right? So this is not wrong. Option 1 is not wrong. However, if we're drawing here, the calf, try to mimic the shape of the calf itself. Do you see what I'm saying? So we still have a cylindrical form. See, we've got the cylindrical form here. However, it's easier when it has the shape of the actual muscle itself. Is everyone getting that? Let me know if you're getting that. If you're not, I will explain it again. So like here, this is, as I say, it's not wrong, especially if we're drawing it for the actual thigh. So here, we would do this shape here, right? And remember, we're talking about a three-dimensional object, right? So it's 3D. So these are all three-dimensional objects, right? They're not flat. Calf, so we've got this line here that comes down to here. It's slightly higher here. I could have made that a little bit higher here. So let's make that a little bit higher. Correction, like so. Do you see that? Oh, thank you very much for the gifts, Arctic Fox. And you missed me. Oh, that is really nice. Basically follow the silhouette. Yes, exactly. Basically following the silhouette. Obviously the thigh is quite, you could say it's quite truncated. It's quite big. straight, I suppose, cylinder. But the calf has got a few nuances to it where it bulges out the side here, you know, different angle with regards to the curve here, right? That's important. But this is a great way to understand how to draw the human leg and how to start learning how to draw anatomy, because then we can draw a leg. So I've run out of space here, I'll just draw one here like so. Same principle. Bear in mind the shape of the calf. And if you're trying to, so for example, if you're drawing a slimmer character, you can make the calf slim at this stage, right? So then you automatically have the shape that you want. Off camera? No, it can't be. Can't be. Huh? How is that possible? And I can see it on my camera. Are you guys sure? Oh, was it? Oh, sugar. I think I was off, actually. Excuse me. Excuse me. I was slightly off. Thank you very much. You can tell I'm back to being a newbie. Is that better now? Can you see it now? I'm gonna get rid of that one then. Let's get rid of that one. Is it good now? We can only see the ref and the first one. Can you see it now? Brilliant. Brilliant, JJ. Right. So this translates exactly to that. You see that? So that's important. Then we can go a little bit further, even though it's not a foot drawing tutorial, I would just simply add the foot like this. See, because then when you add the toes, you know roughly how or where they belong. And then when you start to add some serious detail, so let's add a bit of serious detail to this, right? So let's add the calf muscle. We know where it goes. We're going to add the heel. We're going to go up into the calf. We got to add obviously the knee. And then, as Incan said, there are around 200 muscles that we have to add here. And then we are pretty much rock and rolling. Is that clear to everyone? So that is the goal. So this, let's say I should have done it a different color, right? So let's say the green, you can't even see it. Let's say, are you guys seeing my post, by the way? Because that's the green. So that would be stage 1, right? The green is stage 1. Understand that and actually draw legs in different positions. Just that. I'm just here. You can actually work on proportion and stuff like that, but work on that, your stage 1, and then you work on your stage 2. For example, I've got my super markers out. I bet you guys missed my super markers. This one. Oh, is that green again? No, I don't need green again. I only got green. There's the blue one. I'm a bit disorganized today. That you can tell I haven't been on for a while. The super markers, they used to belong to my kids. So that's what these colors are, just totally random. So if it's bad on the eye, I apologize. So that would be our stage 2. Do you see what I'm saying? So once you get stage 1 wrapped up in your mind, then you start wrapping up on stage 2. Like so. Oops. Oh, this isn't fate. T, how you doing? I'm going to say hello, actually. I haven't said hello to anyone. Right, JJ has been in the house from the start. How you doing, JJ? I hope you're doing well. Arctic Fox was missing me. I'm feeling blessed. I thought the knee. Yeah, it depends how deep you want to go. Because if you draw the knee like so, this is the actual shape of the bone that we have in our knee. right? So it literally, I think I need to push that out a little bit more. Yeah, push that out a little bit more. So our kneecap is roughly here. And then we've got a series of tendons that go up like that. And it also connects to here. Do you see what I'm saying? So this would be our thigh bone really. And then it connects to the lower part of the shin. And then we have these tendons on the front of the knee and then the muscles. So the bone, in theory, would be here. And that's exactly what we've done here. We've just simplified that by just drawing. I'm just trying to keep the colors the same. So we've got our circle and that and a line. And that is just an indicator to tell us where we want everything. Because if we want to draw a person, say for example, and we want to draw another leg somewhere, somehow, we can draw it and think, is that the position that I want the legs to be in or not? Because when you get it right at this stage, after that, it's just a matter of making it, completing it like so. Especially if you say, yeah, I wanted to draw someone that was semi-seated. So then you just go like that. And if I look at that, I can say, okay, well, these thighs are too long. I'm going to lengthen it just here and here. And then I can get it proportionally correct. So it's better to get it wrong at this stage. Check it, okay, measure it. See what I'm saying? So maybe this knee is a little bit too far forward. Check it at that stage. So thank you to all that have hit the like button. And if you like what you see, please continue to hit the like button and join my YouTube channel, because this is going to be recorded. So if you missed it, you can watch it again. I thought the knee was... Yes, yeah, we did discuss that. I've got an image actually of the... Yeah, this is a good example of how the knee actually looks. And if I go into it again, just quickly, if we draw the lower shin again, like so. And obviously it depends how far you want to go with your anatomy, right? So this is kind of how it looks. Your knee. And you've got this robust joint here. Do you see what I'm saying? So that, then we have all the muscle around that. But it's quite a robust joint here and here. And it's got a little bit of padding and stuff like that. But that's how you start it. And then we've got the muscles around the knee. Then they connect and so on. Just a case of how deep you want to go. Thank you very much for the gifts, Arctic, Togod, Alex, and Jenny. That's much appreciated. My favourite artist. And yes, even though I'm not training as much anymore, I need to get back to training actually. Need to get back. Might join the UFC again. Has anyone got any questions? And thank you for the follows, by the way. Thank you for the follows. I'm just going to give you guys a chance to ask any questions. And then we're going to get back into this. Right, yeah, good one. That's a good one, actually. Because the ankle, you have to imagine, if we're looking at the top of the knee here, if we're looking at the ankle, I have to think about it myself. But the ankle looks similar to this. And we've actually got two bones in our shin. So we've got a smaller bone, the tibia and the fibia, right? So we've got the smaller one on the outside, and then you've got the smaller one on the outside, and then you've got your more robust bone on the inside. One thing that I noticed, you have to be careful with the positioning. I think the one on the outside is slightly higher, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check that. Yes, it is. I've got it. Yeah. Here, this one is slightly higher than that one. You know, it's a minor detail, but I find that it does make a huge difference. And like I said, if you start with a triangle for the foot, slightly curve it, because if you draw a straight line, then you're just going to have a straight, weird looking foot. And then imagine the big toe is quite round but flat. So you draw something quite round and flat, and then you have to understand your toe anatomy. But these could be used as placeholders. So now I've got my placeholders, toes are getting slightly smaller. Then I add the tips of the toes. And making the mistakes here is the best place to make them, because then you can correct everything. So that here is slightly higher. See that? And that's basically what I've done here. I've taken the time to really curve that big toe as well. See, so you can see how you can build that up. Even though it's a very geometrical shape, we make it a little bit more organic. Add some of the heel. Obviously here we've got, because I drew this the other day, I'm kind of getting good at it. You've got these tendons running up into the foot like so. See that? And obviously the pad of the feet here, it slightly juts out, and then we have some muscles. And you can see it does become quite a convincing foot very quickly. I'm not sure. I'm sure Inken, weißt du was das heißt hier? It's got this kind of band on the ankle. I have to look it up actually. It looks like a band, but that is, I think that's a little bit, that's quite high level. I'm not sure if everyone would be interested in knowing what that is, but I can understand the function would be to stabilize the ankle. And then you just build on to that base layer of basic shapes. Moose, how you doing? Heng, nice to see you, man. I don't know if have I seen you before? Hello, Jane Doe, nice to see you. How would you draw a female leg? What? Good question. Well, to be fair, a leg is a leg, right? But when you're drawing the leg, bend this thigh bone here, straighten it here. All right? Don't draw it straight like this. That's not really what we're like. We're slightly bent like this. You know, we've got this bend in our leg. This would be our knee, and this would be our ankle. And then we add the hips. Do you see what I'm saying? This is maybe a little bit too extreme, but this is how I put together, say for example, a female leg. So if I'm drawing a female leg, like so, you can see that automatically that's a female leg, right? You see that? And that's because of, I'll probably get flagged for this. I got flagged the other day. I couldn't believe it. Because I drew someone squatting, I got flagged. So I have to be careful how much detail I put on this. Deji, good morning, mate. How you doing? I'm good. So this is where, if you want to draw a female leg, it depends, right? But you're obviously not going to I don't know many females with legs like that. And I don't know if I'd be interested, if I'm honest. I'd rate the work that they put in, but should I focus on how good it is? No, don't worry about how good it is. No. Forget it. There's nothing here that's perfect. Because you have to look at drawing as like a brainstorm. You're brainstorming like this. For me, what I'm doing here, as you can see, nothing here is perfect. Nothing. Zero. right? But at the end of the day, what I'm doing is I just want to process the information and understand, okay, yeah, that's how that works. It's like putting something together with Lego, right? You put it together and you notice, that's not right. You just take that part away and you replace it with something else, right? You don't just stop. And drawing is the same. You start and you think, oh, is that right? And you go, no, it's not right. Let me take it down. Like if I've got 5 lines here, it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It means that you're searching for the right line. You have to be searching for the right line. Oh, that was too funny though. It was, if you imagine I draw another leg at an angle like this, so it looks like they're kind of parted, you know. Anyway, they've sent me an email. Oh, you've been flagged. So going back to the female, it's more in the shape of the hips, as you can see here. This shape, just that shape alone, makes the leg have a more female look to it, as opposed to having a straight, strong, muscular male leg. So this, and obviously the bones, so I don't know if you're drawing anime, you just make them a lot slimmer, softer. You soften that line. You see that? That is a nice, I would say, feminine style leg, excuse me. Like so. I know, mate. What are you drawing? David, have a wild guess. It could be a chair, it could be apples, or it could be legs. Well, are you following me, Reggie? And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Apples, yes, I'm drawing apples. Well done, mate. You win the prize today. What's happening? GXO. So if you're drawing, well, then that's a foot drawing tutorial. To be fair, that is a foot drawing tutorial. You just have to lift the heel up from the foot, as opposed to having it. I don't usually mix the lives. What are you laughing at, Violet? What are you laughing at? I'm just going to show you very quickly. This is how you draw a foot in a high heel shoe. The principle is the same, but you have to check it. Yeah, David, really, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Oh, okay, that's all right. It's only a bit of fun. I'm drawing anatomy too. It's kind of hard but interesting. But yeah, like let's do this one. Let's draw this again, right? I'm going to draw it from scratch, right? So if I draw that from scratch, I'm going to use all of the basic principles. No, that's all right, David. Don't worry, mate. See, so what I would do now, I'm thinking, right, where is this line? Where is that line, right? So you're thinking about these 2 points. So if we start here, as I've often done, I've run out of space. And then I'm thinking, okay, I want it roughly to here, right? Then I will say, right, what direction is the bone going in? So I'll go like so. So you have to imagine I'm doing this with a pencil, right? Then I'm going to calculate the size of the feet, like so. And I just place a triangle. Zero detail, right? Zero detail, very important. So now these are just indicators. I'm going to make that a little bit longer. These are just indicators as to where everything will belong, that should belong. That's the goal here. So you have to evaluate it very thoroughly at this stage. So now we add, okay, we've got placeholders here for the 5 toes, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I look at that and I think, yeah, that's kind of right. I'm quite happy with that. Then we go slightly deeper into the detail. I know that you have to look at the toes. They're very similar to fingers. So I'm going to add some bones. I've got the tip of the toes and the bones. So I'm quite happy with that. And then I can add more detail later on. This is why you draw sheets like this. This is exactly why you draw. Because for me, this automatic, just because of the proportion here. You see, I would measure ankle to knee, and then knee to thigh. So then, this is where the hip would roughly be. So once you start to understand these basic principles, they're not so much of a mystery, but you just have to understand them. Yeah? You got that? And if you like what we see, please hit the like button. So let's get back to this. So we've got, our goal is this, right? Our goal is this. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I want to put that to the side. I don't want to. So now, we now have to think about, obviously we've got a joint, right? And then we've got the knee. Bone anatomy is very important, right? So I'm going to just sketch it out very quickly, right? So we've got tibia coming down to here, right? And then, as I said, the inside ankle is a little bit higher. So let's drop it a little bit here. And then we've got a separate bone here. See, it just depends on how much detail you want to add, right? So we've got a slight separation here. And then we've got our ankle, and then it connects here. Well, not connects, but the bone, they meet there. I shouldn't say connect. That's not strictly correct. See, so that's what we've got as a base. Not today. It's a good point. I'm actually going to make a note of that. I'm going to do one on muscle relaxed versus intention. But it's almost like, if you imagine a balloon, you know, when you push it together and it pumps up, and when you stretch it out, it drops down. Think of it like that. I think that might help you. And thank you very much for the follows and for the shares. I haven't even said that. I had been skipping. What you training? Oh, cool. I used to skip a lot. I'm going to start skipping again. I love skipping. So, we don't need to go into mad details. However, this is a good start. It's good to understand what the bone looks like. For me, it's very important, right? As you can see here, see, I'm going to keep going with this without actually looking at the image, right? Just to show you, you start to pick it up after a while. And then I'm just going to get this, and now like so. See, so when you practice it, it starts to stick. I'm going to take that, and then I know it has this bend here, and then it has a kind of a cushion in between, like a cartilage here. So that would be the start point. Is everyone getting that? Yeah, skipping is excellent. I used to skip really well. And you could just zone out. Yeah, you see, that's not bad. You see, that is the same as this. See? Doesn't have to be perfect. So is everyone getting that? Cacti comment. How you doing? Same, Jay. How you doing? Anyone got any questions? Because that would be our stage one. And remember what I said? We would start it like this. The middle here is roughly here. We go down. You see what I'm saying? So with that is what we go from stage one. You don't have to start it like that. You can actually start it like that. But you still have to have an understanding of what that looks like. Oops, I shifted it a bit. Yeah, I'm not going to do another perspective, but we touched on it here. We did touch on it here. If you remember it as a cylinder, so say for example, if we have circle 1 here at the back, circle 2 here, right? If I draw circle 1 here and circle 2 here, what do we have? What's your name? What is your name? No, you're lost. Why are you lost? What do you, Andre, do you know what that looks like? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? When I draw circle 1 here and circle 2 here, what does that look like to you? Oops, I'll keep shifting it. Exactly. So that's why, and then say for example, if I draw circle 1 here and circle 2 here, if you do like what you see, please hit the like button. And if you really like what you see, follow me on YouTube, subscribe, because I'm going to start shooting videos on there. I did have a practice run the other day, but it didn't work out very well. Camera issues and stuff like that. So this here is again 1 and 2. And now you have a thigh tipping out. And you can see it slightly from the front, and then you can add all your other details. Like so. Like an action man figure, you know? And once you start getting that, you're going to start to understand perspective a lot better. Good. Okay. So let's get back to here. So this is our base option, right? That's the goal, but you have to have an understanding of that, all right? Because then you start to understand where and how to put your muscles. So this is where I change pens. Where is my red one gone? You're more than welcome. That's why I'm doing it. As you guys know, I do this for free, right? Crystal, how you doing? Long time no see. Gramps. Oh, she keeps calling me Gramps. Oh, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. I'll show you Gramps in a minute. Oh, dear. So anyway, how you doing? I hope you, what was it? Was it Typhoon or something? Typhoon or something was passing by. I hope that everything worked out all right. Mangles. So let's get into this. I keep talking rubbish and I lose my track. Anyway, right. So yes. So I'm going to wait. This is our goal. As you can see, this is the option. It's good for proportion and so on, right? Proportion and plus perspective, like understanding it, right? So like I said, we would add like so, right? So that's basically what I know we're covering the same thing twice, but it just gives you the idea as to how to break everything down, because that's what I would do, and then I would take it to the next stage. So the next stage would be for me to add all of the cool muscle. Oh, you're all right now. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it must be pretty tricky. So if I add the same, I'm going to add this green, or these green shapes here, just to give you an idea. Like so, just like that. So don't worry, that was really terrible. As I said earlier, try and add it the same sort of shape as the muscle, right? That will help later on. And then we're going to just quickly touch on the knee, but we're going to draw it very basically like that. Thanks, man. No problem, Setar. Just hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel and support me. And share. That's the one that helps me. And I'm going to be starting to shoot some live videos without any kind of, not narration, but tutorials on one step by step. How to draw toes, hands, fingers, everything. And they're all going to be directly posted on my YouTube. And that is Art Walker. I've got this text here, but I don't want to alter it. You see that? Art Walker on YouTube. I need to change the font. I don't want to fiddle around and then I'll mess it up. Has anyone got any questions? Has anyone got any questions? I'm going to give you a moment to respond. Yeah, like I said, Andre, it's like a balloon, right? When you pull a balloon, if you pull it, it narrows. When you compress it, it pops. It grows. You just have to think of it like that. So I take it there are no questions. Good. Oh, that font is terrible, but I don't know how to change it. I don't know how to change it, mate. How can I change that text? I'm sure you guys will forgive me. What's the font? What is this font? It's terrible. Oh no. Okay, bold. Oh, okay. No, I don't want italic. That's terrible. Any questions? Oh, here we go. I found it. Thank God for that. I'm going to just go Arial Black because it's basic. By the way, what's my name? I'm not telling you my name. You'll have to find that out. You can have a guess. Art Walker 170. There's a sign in there. Marlon. No, you're not. Well, this is, yeah, that's good that you're at stick figure level. That's good. Because that is what this is. See that? Don't cry, Andre. Don't cry. You'll pick up. A few people know my name, but I'm not telling you. I'm gonna stay the man of mystery. Stay a man of mystery. Looks like a John. Me, a John? No. So anyway, we digress because I've only got around an hour. So let's look at some of the muscles, right? Do not ask me the names of these muscles. I have no idea. So, and I will have to refer to this, right? So now, if I'm looking at this, we have the shin bone here. You know, I'm going to actually hatch it. Elton, no. Not Raymond, no. So let me just do some hatching while you guys... It's actually, if I say to you, it's Art Walker 170, what does that tell you? Frederick. Whatever. Frederick? Who's called Frederick nowadays? You'd have to be about 100 years old. Miko, Vigete. Is it Miko, the one that I know? How are you? I can't remember if you're German or not. Are you guys drawing as well, actually? Who's drawing? No, not James. I'm called Art Walker 170 for a reason. Different one. Okay, no problem. Good. So look now. I'm turning this scrappy drawing into something quite cool. Did you notice that? You see that? For all those that aren't drawing, shame on you. This is not the way forward. And if you were in my classroom, mate, I would just chuck you out. Look at that. Live. And then I'm going to talk to you guys, not today, but I will talk to you about hatching. And I don't know if you saw my other... I'm going to show you how I draw when I'm drawing properly. Hold up. And as I told you, I put in a week of study, right? Not Arthur, no, not even close. So this is, obviously when I'm drawing with the pencil, this is the level that we want to get to, all right? Swiss person here if you want to practice German. I speak German every day. I speak German every day. So this is our goal. That is our goal. See? So, for all those that are not concentrating in class, shame on you. Ich kann gut Deutsch. Ich kann gut Deutsch. Ich muss tagtäglich Deutsch sprechen. Yeah. So, good. Let's get into this. Right. I need to concentrate. Ja, ich spreche Deutsch. Das ist meine zweite Sprache. And Patois, Jamaican Patois must know. First language would be English, I suppose. Second language, Jamaican Patois, and third language, German. Thank you very, very much for the gifts, everyone. So now, before, what was I saying? Proportion, what did I say? Proportion and portion, that was what I said. I heard you speak. Yeah, that's true. I remember I went to the window, right? Yeah, that's true, actually. You got to go now. Okay, Andre, nice to see you anyway. Nice to see you. Right, okay, let's get into this before you guys fall asleep. Because we're going an hour now. So, remember, this is our goal, right? This is our goal. Here, this is why I use the pen, so I could help you see the definition between the different muscles here, right? So we've got our stage 1, which is the bones. And then now we're going to go stage 2. Excuse me. Stage 1 was the bones. Stage 2 was our cylinders, right? So now, as you can see, our stage 2 was cylinders. So let me write stage 1 and then equals bones. All right, so we're talking simplified bones as well, right? But if you want to get hardcore into anatomy, you have to learn the bones, because the bones are connected to the actual muscles in a specific way. So that we go stage 2 are the cylinders. And then we go stage 3. And that will be the muscles. I'm running out of space. As you guys know, my live streams are a bit chaotic because I draw over everything. They're a little bit mad. I will be doing a tutorial on abdominals as well. And I was working on it last week. But we're going to draw the body in different positions. Not just straight like this. We'll draw the body in more dynamic positions, but I need to get it clear in my head as to how I can show it to you guys. So I can't read your name, unfortunately, but if you, that will we'll definitely be doing that very soon. Yes, I do. I used to stream 3 times a day. You don't get the stage 2, dog eater. I hope you don't eat dogs. Stage 2 is this. Remember stage 1, right? Dog eater. Stage 2 is this. That's stage 2. As you can see here, 1. I'm gonna do 1. Shows you that. Could even do that. That would be our 1. And then we got our cylinders stage 2. And now we've got number 3 would be red. If you don't simplify, it's gonna get crazy, because I've got everything simplified. I'm going to keep shifting this for some reason. I don't know why I'm doing that today. Ah, Glyn, how you doing? Yeah, simplify. You have to simplify everything because then you've got these stages. I will do that. Marlon, I thought of you last week, and I will do that. But I'm sticking to my goal, and my goal is my anatomy stuff. But you gave me a good idea, and we did have a good chat about it. And what I will do is I'll do a live stream on how to draw a Tekken character. Hang in there, mate. Hang in there. Oh well, if you're good at simplifying, that's half the deal. That's half the excuse me, half the deal. I'm reading the I'm reading the chat at the same time. That's half the journey, mate. Getting good at sketching is a matter of practicing it. It's like doing sit-ups. First time you're like, oh, and then you get to 10. After maybe 2 weeks, you get to 20. After 3 weeks, you get to 40. And then all of a sudden, you're just blazing out 300 a day. Yeah? Good. So let's get on. Hold on, I'm running out of time. So we've got 9 minutes. So now, as we've got the bones here depicted in blue, right? So what I do is, to give the bone a bit of mass, I'm adding this shading, as you can see, right? We're not going to get into too much detail because it might not be necessary, but that's how you can start it. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the muscle detail. You want to learn to draw so I can make it. Well, you're in the right place, but you just have to join my YouTube channel as well, because I've got 90 plus videos there, just like this. On legs, hands, the skull, tons of stuff. After spine class. What is spine class? What classes are you going to? Weirdo. No, I'm joking, Clint. I'm joking. Maybe. Oh, spine. Spin. I can't read. Oh, God. Spin. Is that what your legs look like? Okay. Oh, that's too funny. Spin. I was thinking, what? Spin. Spine. Spinning. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm teasing you. I'm terrible. That's why I haven't got any friends, mate. Exactly. Nice to see you, Glyn. So, enough of my rambling. I'm going to add some muscle to this, right? So I've got to look at my image here, right? I have to look at it because I could guess it, but I don't want to guess it. So I'm going to add the muscle to this. So we've got this inside calf, and then we've got the calf, which is at the back. And one thing you have to remember or not forget is that sometimes these lines, they undulate, they become a bit wavy. And obviously with regards to, you have to add a layer of fat and skin here, right? So it's never directly onto the bone. There's always a little layer of tissue there and also here. But it also undulates because of the actual bone structure, right? So you have these slight waves, and that will give the leg a little bit more of a realistic look, like so. So here it juts out slightly and then it curves downwards. See, so now we've gone from simplified to slightly more complicated. And then we start to add our muscles. This is the shin, so there's no muscle directly on the shin itself. We're going to go slightly out here, down to the feet. This side here is a little bit more complicated. I think we've got around 3 muscles at the front here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure Incan will tell me. Like so. And then we've got a second one here. I know this is getting a little bit chaotic. And then we've got the third one at the back. And And like we did earlier, just very, very quickly here, we can add the details to the feet. So we've got, let's add the toe detail. The toes, I usually just draw them as circles, spherical objects. And then you need to understand how they bend as well, because their toes are quite strange how they bend. But that's another tutorial. That's one I'll probably put on the YouTube short. And then we've got these tendons running up to the ankle, like so. And then we add a little bit of muscle to the foot. And that's how we start to get to the point where now we can add some cool hatching, like so. And what I would encourage you to do is just follow the muscle. Think about where the muscle dips and so on, where it curves, and then you can set up these kind of highlights like here. So then the knee connects to the shin like so. And then we would go on to the rest of the leg. Yeah, exactly. So like I said before, if you've got the knee here, right? So I'm going to do it again here. I'll change the pen. So if you've got the knee here, I'm just quickly showing you, that's how the knee looks. The shin and thigh. So we've got the shin here at the bottom, tibia at the bottom here, right? So if that's the knee, make that a bit bigger. Nice. So we've got the knee like that. How do I know where to bend it? See, because I know around here we've got a layer of skin, then we have the calf. So then here there might be a slight dip because the two bones meet here. So there might be a slight dip there. There definitely, I'm missing something here. There's definitely going to be a bulge here. If you touch your knee now, on the outside, there's like a bump. And that's where you will add the slight dips to achieve the goal of making the leg look a little bit more realistic. Was it off cam? Oh, this is bad, isn't it? Doesn't matter. I'll do it again. I'm out of practice, you see. Out of practice. I'll do it again. Not a problem, because I like to practice anyway. So this is all good for me. This is all practice for me. I love it. So this is the top of the knee, right? The thigh. Now we add this would be the shin. And then we have here the kneecap. So they connect here. Tibia and tibia here. So we were talking about how do you know where to bend it and curve the bone. So like here, it juts out slightly here. So we just add a slight dip here. Very slight. And then we add the rest of the leg detail. It might go inward slightly here, and then you add some more muscle detail. you see what I'm saying? This is a bit heavy. This bone is a bit heavy, but you get my drift. That wasn't off cam though. Thank you, Marlon. Thank you, Doggy, for informing me. I'm out of practice. But there you go. That is how I did this. And thank you very much for the kind gifts. Has anyone got any questions? Arctic Fox, Marlon, anyone got any questions? And my goal would be to take this leg here. I'll probably do that in a live stream. I'll probably take that leg there to this level. So this is a sneak peek. I will take this leg here to that level at some point. That's the goal. You don't have to learn this, but it's nice when you know how to, because it just makes it gives you a lot of understanding, I would say. It gives you a lot of understanding. And obviously this is a very muscular leg, right? So if you don't want it to be so muscular, just reduce to the max. See, I would probably say, okay, maybe it's a little bit too big here. Just reduce to the max. Just take that down. And then this will help you when you want to draw legs without all this muscle, because then you get to the stage where when you do draw a leg, making sure I'm on camera, when you do draw a leg, you simply draw the leg, and purely because you have a little bit of an understanding of where the muscles and how the bones curve, you can simply draw quite a convincing leg without any kind of reference. See, so that's, for me, that's not a bad leg. And it's not overly muscular. And then you start to know where, oh yeah, there's a muscle here. It goes inwards slightly here, comes out here. Because that is our goal. Now, I don't know if, this might be your goal, but maybe just to understand how to draw the leg is your main goal. So then you would have a good basic understanding, and then you can pretty much draw a leg like that without any reference. I don't know if tracing, I think tracing will help you understand if you're examining it, if you're breaking it down. Yeah, I think that would help, but I wouldn't spend too much time tracing. I would look at artwork and try and break down how, excuse me, how did they do that? What have they done here? Simplify it like here. Then you understand the mechanics. So these are the mechanics. And then after that, it's just a matter of fine-tuning that image. It's just a matter of fine-tuning this image here, for example. And then you start to find your flow. You just start to go, oh yeah, I know this side is a little bit higher than this side. The toes belong here. You've got this all mapped out. It's all mapped out. Good. You're more than welcome. So that was pretty much it, actually. I have recorded this, so if you missed it, the early part, this video takes you through stages. All these stages that I went through to create this, which is it's not finished yet. So I'll probably finish this off and do some hardcore hatching and stuff like that on that at some point, maybe even today. We'll see. Or I might even do another live stream, because I did want to do one maybe today on how to draw the back. So there you go. If you haven't seen that one yet, you can check that one out. I might do that this afternoon. How to draw the human back. So this is the level of artwork that I want to get to. So if you've got similar plans and you want to support my channel, feel free, and I'll try and support you to achieve your goals. And thank you to everyone that's subscribing to my YouTube, because these videos will be all posted. And as you can see, I draw from scratch, right? So there's no videos being sped up. So you literally saw me draw this from scratch, and it shows you my process. Good. Any last questions before I go? Any last questions? I'll put that back. No, in fact, let me put this one back, because this is a difficult one. And at some point, we'll do something like that as well. Because I'm starving now. It's lunchtime. I need to go. So, good. So, thank you to all that joined me. A small recap. Well, in fact, please just go to my YouTube, mate. You just have to go to my YouTube, and you can pause it and so on. So this was page 1. This was page 1. We talked about female legs, talked about the hips. We talked here in more depth about the knee joints. A little bit of perspective. Feet. That's going to be a cool one to do. And then the end result was bones, cylinders, muscles. Tick, tick, tick. To get that. Yeah, you have to study the anatomy, but it's like anything. Once you study it, it just becomes second nature. I don't know everything. I've got a lot to learn as well, you know, but it's okay. That's all part of it. It only makes you a better artist. You got slightly better. Good. That's brilliant then. The goal has been achieved. Good. Okay, I'm going to wish you all a lovely Sunday. And thank you for joining me. And I appreciate all the likes and the subscribes and so on. And I'll probably see you later on today, because I'm stuck at home today. So I'm not sure. I might even tidy this up later on if anyone wants to have a little chat. Take care. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday dinner. Nice one. Take care. Bye-bye.